Labels and Disorders, recited by Joey John Maguire in the railway in Putney, Wetherspoon's pub. He's one of his locals. Labels and Disorders. He had been such a wonderful child, a beautiful baby, with baby cheeks, blue eyes, and soft blonde hair, lips that kissed to look at, every mother's dream, and yet he was rejected, pushed away, and from the tender age of 7 was too old for such silliness, and never heard the words, "I love you," not ever again. Abuse comes in many forms: mental, physical, sexual, deprivation. Like I say, it takes many forms, and he was not spared the rods. He retreated into himself, his silence mistaken for a shyness, even defiance, self-defense, self-preservation, not an option. It might have been that time would have healed his wounds, even his empty heart, if it had not been for the unrelenting bullying at school and later while serving his country. He overcompensated, over-explained, screamed out for any morsel of compassion on offer. But screams are never heard in a vacuum, which is where he learned to exist. He rebelled at first against them all, his family, friends, peers, society, in his search for freedom, his search for air. He became a socialist, to find himself an outcast amongst his comrades, Nazis at war. The knocks were unrelenting. He'd come to feel he'd been singled out. The pack had chosen him, were on his case. Let's face it, victim mirrors victim, and he was the chosen one. Years on, victim of abuse, all kinds, victim of extreme violence, head injured at the hands of a would-be murderer, to be told he was paranoid, a personality disorder. Oh yes, they even had a name for it, and him, a tragedy, disaster waiting for its moment. Now he sits, ponders the cruel years behind him, flogged and beaten by the hands of normal people, and reflects on what could have been. He makes excuses for them, because that's what victims do, for he is wise enough to know that their lives have been blighted too, and who is he to judge? Surely it is for their own conscience to deal with them. So he decides to forgive, for, he reasons, they do not know what they have done. Spare him the religious assessment. Anyway, it makes no sense to deny paranoia, and labels, as in disorders, tend to stick. He will not forget.